takes it in overtime. Brady can shot, breakaway shoots, scores!
Welcome to SENS Talk. My name is Brandon and I am your host. Today, Ottawa took on the Edmonton Oilers in their first game. It's unbelievable. Oh boy, it's great to be back. Their first game since January 31st. It's unbelievable how long it's been. Ottawa got a few days off after the All-Star break, so they looked a little rusty today, if I'm being honest with you. But before we get into the game recap, I just wanted to mention this really quickly. We've been nominated for 3 separate categories at the 2023 Ottawa Faces Magazine Awards for Best Blog, Best Sports Podcast, and Best YouTube Channel. It's very much an honor to be nominated for 3 separate categories, so thank you all for your support. However, the voting ends in just a few days on February 15th. So if you want to vote for us, and you can vote every day, but if you want to vote for us, you can do so by clicking the link in the description below and the comment section down below. Your support means the world to us. Let's get back into the game recap. So Ottawa is looking to win 5 straight, like I just mentioned. They have not played since January 31st. They're going to be a bit rusty, especially in an afternoon game against Connor McDavid and the Edmonton Oilers. That's not an easy task. By the way, the Oilers have gotten at least a point in 10 straight games. They're 8-0-2 in their last 10 going into today's game. Tough test right out of the gates for Ottawa in the second half of the season. So what's really interesting about today's lineup is Mark Kastelik remains down in Belleville. It's why I'm wearing the Belleville Senator jersey, because it's kind of shocking he's still down there. He's on the first line there in Belleville, but clearly the management expects more from Kastelik, especially after that contract. They want more from him, and hopefully him being sent back down to the AHL will give him a bit of a jolt. Obviously, I would prefer him over a Gambrell or an Austin Watson, but at the end of the day, this is what the organization wants to do, and hopefully he'll be back soon. I would expect him to be back within 2 weeks, no doubt. And on that note, with Austin Watson, he was scratched today. Same with Nikita Zaitsev, who might be traded at the deadline. Frank Cervelli mentioned that Ottawa is potentially looking at using an asset to get rid of Zaitsev's contract during the deadline. If not then, potentially a buyout in the summer. I don't know much about a buyout. I don't think Ottawa would really save that much. The cap would still be there, of course, with the buyout. And more importantly, I don't think Ottawa would buy him out after the salary bonus. I think they're trying to get rid of him, or if they want to get rid of him, they're going to try to do that before the salary bonus of like $3.5 million, I believe, is paid. So I don't really know much about the buyout. I really don't buy that, no pun intended. But in terms of a trade, I mean, we'll see. I mean, if they attach our first round pick this year for Nikita Zaitsev to be shipped off, I mean, I'd rather just keep Zaitsev around. That's stupid. So let's get into the game recap, because there's more than one reason as to why I'm wearing this Belleville Senator jersey, for good and for worse. So let's get to the good reasons. Ottawa today, going to the third period of play with the Edmonton Oilers, one of the best teams in the National Hockey League. We're tied 3-3. After a brutal start in the first period of play, Ottawa clawed their way back. Why am I telling you this? Because the third period of play was not a good one. In fact, it changed potentially the entire outcome of the Ottawa Senators season. So I'm going to talk about that in a minute. I just want to mention the 3 goals Ottawa scored. Firstly, in the second period of play, 30 seconds in, Jake Sanderson, how do you do? He walks in and rips it 5-hole past Jack Campbell for his first ever goal at the Canadian Tire Center. That one tied it up at 1 apiece. And then 15 minutes later, in the second period of play as well, really Greg to guess who, of course, Claude Giroux, to make it 3-2 at the time. Greg has gotten all of his NHL points on the exact same play you just saw on your screen right there. And by the way, for G-Money, Claude Giroux, that's goals in 5 straight games. What a treat he's been to watch this season. I pinch myself every single game, reminding myself, I still can't believe it. It still feels like a dream that Claude Giroux is an Ottawa Senator. It's unbelievable. And then 3 minutes after that, guess who? Erik Brannstrom, Branny, scores his first goal since February 5th. 2021. The drought is over. Tie game 3-3. He uses Tyson Barrie as a screen. He ends the longest goal-scoring drought in Senator history. Here are some quick notes on the Brannstrom goal from Ian Mendes. That's his first goal in 120 games. It's his 3rd career NHL goal and the first in front of fans at the Canadian Tire Center, or in general because of the COVID season. And he also had 159 shots on goal without scoring. So, I mean, shout out to Erik Brannstrom. I mean, good for him. It must feel incredible to get that monkey off the back. And it's kind of wild. Once again, shout out to Ian Mendes for the stat. The fact that he hasn't scored ever before today in front of fans, I mean, I didn't even realize that. So that really shows how long it's been since he scored. So it was a nice shot too, as you just saw there. So really good for Erik Brannstrom, who's actually had a fantastic season. Defensively speaking, he's looked way better. He does not look like a liability in our own zone, and I could definitely see him on that third pairing moving forward. The offense has definitely lagged. Hopefully this can get the floodgates open. But that's where the good news ends. And I just want to mention one more thing about Belleville, about the good things. Ridley Gregg, former Belleville Senator, got an assist tonight. And as well, of course, Eric Brandstrom, the other former Belleville Senator, the Branchise, as they used to call him down there in Belleville, got his first goal in 120 games. Once again, atta B, Brandy, atta B. Now let's get to the bad side of talking about Belleville, unfortunately. That third period is where things absolutely collapsed for the Ottawa Senators. And it's frankly insane how one period can change your entire season. Ottawa would allow 3 goals in that third period. The third one in that third period would be the biggest and frankly the most costly goal of the game. You can see on your screen here, Zach Hyman gets shoved into Anton Forsberg, falls on his left leg. They would end up scoring on the play, but more importantly, Anton Forsberg succumbed to a major injury, it appears. He would be stretchered off after this play with a left leg injury. They took his pads off before putting him onto the stretcher, and it's just a really tough scene. That's the most important thing about this game, frankly. It's that Anton Forsberg, potentially Ottawa's future in the net for the next couple years, out, potentially long term. After the game, we got no update from DJ Smith, but just by looking at Anton Forsberg, how he reacted, how he was grabbing onto his left knee, the wincing of the pain, it looks very serious. He'll probably be out for the entire year. Now, of course, that's just speculation, but based off of the update we got from head coach DJ Smith post game, which was no update at all, they're clearly doing x-rays and tests on him, but he got stretchered off. I mean, he couldn't put any weight on his leg. He couldn't get up. He was wincing in pain. It was a terrible scene. I mean, I hope I'm wrong. I hope, Anton Forsberg comes back soon. But just by his reaction and the fact that he got stretchered off, I mean, once again, I hope I'm wrong, but I think he's probably going to be out long-term, potentially for the rest of the year. And this is the bad side of me wearing the Belleville jersey. Friend of the show, Matt Sogard, now gets an opportunity, which is great, but you would love to see that in a different circumstance. It just sucks to see that Forsberg, who is actually playing much better as of late, big reason why Ottawa won their last 4 in a row going into this game. It just sucks to see him get injured on a freak accident. So this is an opportunity now for Matt Sogard. It's a bad situation, but you got to make the best out of it, I guess. And for Matt Sogard, I mean, look, Ottawa has 4 back-to-backs in the month of February. This is a good chance for Ottawa to see what they have in the second-round pick, or the former second-round pick for your Ottawa Senators. He's still a top prospect. He's had an up-and-down season in Belleville, but has been plagued with injuries as well. So, I think a healthy Matt Sogard is a fantastic goaltender, and I think this is an opportunity for him to show the organization that he's the future in net. So, once again, you would love to see this on better circumstances, but for Matt Sogard, especially with Cam Talbot, not guaranteed to be back anytime soon. When Bruce Garriock joined the show a few days ago, he mentioned that Talbot could be back Tuesday, but it's no guarantee. Sogard might have to run with the net for a little bit here, so we'll see about that. But once again, prayers out to Anton Forsberg. Hope you're okay, and hope I'm wrong. Hope you're back soon. Now, on that note, Jake Sanderson as well left the game. No update on him post-game. He collided along the boards, and it's just a bad string of luck again for the Ottawa Senators. I don't think Jake Sanderson will be out long-term, especially like Anton Forsberg. Could be out for a few games. Could just be a nagging injury that got ignited with that hit along the boards. But we'll see. That's the speculation too. Once again, we didn't get an update post-game from DJ Smith. So we'll see on Monday's recap against the Calgary Flames. Hopefully I'll have more clarity for you guys. But just absolutely disastrous third period. Potentially changed the course of the Ottawa Senators season. So prayers out to Anton Forsberg and Jake Sanderson. It's just brutal to see. I mean, the Ottawa Senators just cannot get any luck. And with the injury bug, they have it, that's for sure. Now, besides that, Ottawa plays again, like I just mentioned, Monday against the Calgary Flames. It's going to be an interesting one. Who starts in net? Is Jake Sanderson back? A lot of questions. Hopefully, we'll have some answers for you guys Monday night. Now, besides that, thank you all for watching. I appreciate your support. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. And I'll speak to you all soon. Go Sens, go.